Today marks International Day of the Boy Child, a day set aside to highlight the challenges boys face and to promote their well-being and development. Well, this year's theme focuses on nurturing emotional strength, positive values, and responsible behavior among boys, while addressing issues like mental health, education, and social pressure. Advocates are calling on parents, educators, and policymakers to create safe spaces where boys can express themselves freely and grow into well-rounded adults. The goal is to raise boys who respect others, value themselves, and contribute positively to society. Let's talk to founder Boys Champions Noel Alumona, who joins me on the news this hour. Mr. Alumona, thanks for joining us. This year's theme focuses on building emotional strength and positive values in boys. Why do you think this is so important today? And what are some of the unique challenges boys are faced with that we probably don't know?
Thank you so much for having me this afternoon. The issues that our young boys and young men are facing today are enormous. And one of them, like you rightly mentioned at the beginning of this conversation, is the issue of mental health support. We're seeing a lot of young boys who are not feeling supported and connected to their communities and who are not, allowed to express themselves or to be human. And because of the kind of culture where we come from, where boys are told to, man up, not, cry, or boys are not expected to do certain kind of chores. So we're seeing this really affecting our young boys and young men, and even, contributing to some young men who we have had the opportunity of working with, abusing drugs or seeking other form of connection with other different kinds of bad groups and society. So we're seeing these become a very challenging norm in our society, and if not mitigated, would cause more harm than good. And one of the things that we do at Boys Champions is providing mentorship because in our community these days, we're really having issues with not having role models that these boys actually emulate. At Boys Champions, we believe that what these boys see is who they become, who they see is who they become. So if we provide them with, the right people as mentors and as role models, they are able to follow on their pathways. And that's why mentorship is a core program of Boys Champions, which we call Boys to Men Mentorship Program.
Sounds fantastic. Mental health is also a key part of this conversation. You know, you talked about the fact that the community needs to help these boys express their emotions without feeling weak or judged. And you've also highlighted the need for mentoring. But the big challenge there is how do we, monitor this mentorship so that we can draw the line between empowering boys and abusing them?
Thank you so much for bringing up that question. At Boys Champions, we've been able to create a progress monitoring system that helps us to monitor the impact of this incredible work that we do. And we measure and evaluate this impact based on the KPIs that we have already established. And one thing I would like you to also know is that this program was actually well designed and thought of by some of the most incredible people that you can think of who are passionate about, helping our boys to become responsible and great men in the future. But beyond what we do at Boys Champions and the systems that we have built as well, these boys live at home with us every single day, and they go to school. And one of the things that we're also calling on one of the people or the sets of the people we're also calling on are our parents who they live at home with most of the times. A lot of work needs to be done at home. You know, parents need to actually prioritize also the boys the same way they support their girls. Because if we're not doing this, if we continue to focus on, supporting the girl child, educating the girl child, and providing more opportunities, in the past 3 decades, we're seeing a great imbalance existing already, and it's even going to be more worse in the future. So if our parents don't prioritize supporting those boys the same way they do, for the girl child, a whole lot of issues will continue to happen in the home. And remember that these boys are going to grow into men, and they're going to be, they're going to be marrying your daughters. They're going to be,
Indeed.
they're going to have friends, female friends, and all of those. So we need our parents to also support the boys the same way they support the girls, and also allow them to be human and express themselves. And the same way we're also calling on even schools as well, where they go to.
Well, I share that concern too. I have no problem with, nurturing the girls. I have two myself. But I feel that great sense of boys being neglected. If you don't train the boys too, it's going to create big problems for the girls in the future. A good place to live in. Noel Alumona, thank you for sharing with us on International Boys Day.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's turn our attention now